black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. Man, I got those fingers up and down my spine. The same witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. That same
Welcome to Kiddo and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch Burger Edition. This week we went to Lafleur, the original Lafleur restaurant out in LaSalle. How do we get there, Matthew?
We took a car.
Yeah, all right. That's we got a lift from our very special guest today, Mr. Christopher Curtis. Tito, how you doing?
I'm so good. I feel like I've been waiting for this for so long. You wanted to be on this show.
You have been I want to say harassing, but harassing it seems like a harsh word.
It's like
haranguing.
Lots of pressure.
Yeah, the pressure's been put on to get you on this show, not just by you, but some of the listeners too. They want to hear what Tito has to think about hamburgers. They've heard him, talk about the Canadians, talk about indigenous issues. Enough of that. Time for a burger.
Time to talk about the real issues. Let's get into it. Lafleur's. Now, who brought up that the street was named
Lafleur Street?
Yeah.
I think Tito asked whether the hot dog joint was named after the street.
It's not a big
or
street,
the other way
so
around.
I thought maybe they extended that courtesy. They were so proud of the hot dog that they thought people for millennia will wonder.
Well,
They'll just look to the street and be like, this is what Lachine gave to the world. A really good hot dog.
The neighborhood was up and coming. Maybe they needed
I don't think
something to put
Lachine
them
has
on the
ever
map.
been up and coming. I think like even before Europeans settled here, I think they came and they're like, no, we're a little further. This is not, no.
Yeah, keep going. We'll just
We
call
could do
this
better.
to China.
Yeah.
And no one wants to live here. For a long time, I thought Lafleur's was like Guy Lafleur's. I assumed he opened up a hot dog chain. I mean, like, didn't Sergio Momesso open up like a sub shop?
Yeah.
So why not? Why not Guy Lafleur's hot dogs?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I feel like a hot dog and a cigarette is like a Quebec diet, and that seems right up Guy Lafleur's alley.
I'm Guy Lafleur, and before every game, I have a hot dog and a cigarette. It gives me the energy I need and the focus I deserve.
So Matthew, Tito, have either of you ever eaten at a Lafleur's before?
One time, back in the construction days, maybe like 9 years ago, I went there with the foreman on our team, Bradley Rose. I think we just worked overnight at the airport. There's a Lafleur out there. I had a grilled cheese sandwich because it was like 7 in the morning. He had 3 hot dogs, butter.
Steamed or toasted?
No, they were toasted. Okay. Toasted in butter. No ketchup. No nothing. No condiments. Just the hot dog.
Just bread and meat and butter.
And that's when I realized he's probably a serial killer. It's those little things, It's not like you're going to catch him murdering someone. It's always like, oh yeah, no sauce on his chicken nuggets.
That's right. We know someone gets chicken McNuggets at McDonald's when offered a sauce. Oh, would you like barbecue sauce? Maybe a honey mustard. No sauce.
Plain.
Is that what he said? Plain?
Plain.
Oh, God.
Is that so weird?
Yes.
I think it is, man.
It's so salty, you need something to cut through the salt. That's what a normal human would do.
Why? Yeah, I use
instinctively as a human, you understand that, like, that's what your body needs. But a killer imitating a human, sociopath doesn't get that.
It's like, why... you get a barbecue sauce or a honey mustard or like a ranch dressing. You dip your chicken in it, and basically, you're trying to eat sauce. That's really what we're doing.
Yeah.
And a serial killer doesn't understand that because they're like, this is all the protein I require.
This is the nourishment I need to get me to my next meal.
What does that make me then? Because I'm not going in for the sauce. I'm using that chicken to scoop up ice cream from a sunday.
So the ice cream is your sauce in this case.
Yeah, that just makes you eccentric and fun.
Yeah, you're not just eating just dry nuggets.
That makes you whimsical.
I appreciated that hard H on whimsy.
The whimsy. Punker.
I myself have been to a Lafleur's, but I couldn't differentiate it between that and a Belle Province.
I'm assuming that's before you eat there today. Because
Yes.
you got a hot dog, you got fries, you got a burger, you got the full Lafleur's experience pretty much.
Yeah, I wanted to go in for it. Go
Okay.
all in.
So in your mind, Lafleur's, Belle Province, just the same damn thing. You don't know the difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now, obviously, there is a big difference. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think that's going to come in the ratings. But
Yeah.
you already know it's not going any lower than Belle Province.
Well, yeah, I should hope not. Belle Province got a pretty low score from us both.
Yeah.
And I wonder every now and again, was it because we were in a bad mood when we went there?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure what mood I am in any day. Really.
How do you not know what mood you're in? Tito, do you know if you're in a good mood or a bad mood, or is every day just kind of the same blurry ice cream and egg nugget type
I was
of
going to
day?
say, this feels like it's like hot dog without sauce kind of situation. Like,
yeah.
no, what do you mean good days and bad days? I just all I hear
Are
is the
you
white guys
asking
from my
about
television.
the weather?
I get up, I roll out of bed, and I'm like on the bus to work. There's
See,
almost no prep.
I can't do that. I've got a plan in. I have to schedule in basically 45 minutes of just waking up. Like even once I'm awake, the alarm goes off. I still have to like roll onto my back and my eyes like register the world one at a time. I might pull my laptop onto my chest and try to slowly start reading some news so that my eyes get awake. But if not, I could just keep rolling over and snoozing another 45 minutes.
And then of course there's
for
the shower.
infinity, basically. Yeah, the shower I'll fit in it when I fit it in.
There's an interesting shower story with you, Sebastian. No, wait, this sounds like it's a story about Sebastian taking showers, but
No, okay, I'll let you set this story up.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sebastian and my father-in-law, Leonard, who is the father of Angela, who you haven't invited to the show yet. And
Yet.
is probably not super pumped about that.
Well, we've got her lined up.
The funnier of the two of us, so I think...
I've been calling her prime time for a while. I have to wait until our show becomes Kiddo and Janko Wednesday nights.
Oh, 9 o'clock Central. Which would make it, I guess, 11 or... I don't know. No, 10. Anyways.
Central, whatever. Mountain time.
Denver omelets.
Okay.
Lunch. Okay, sorry. We're getting in the bushes here, in the weeds. So I don't know if you know this, but my father-in-law and Sebastian are neighbors, and they get along really well. Mm-hmm. And my father-in-law calls me at work one day, and he thinks he's having a heart attack. And he's like, "You got to come get me. We got to go to the hospital." You can laugh now because he's fine, but he's had a heart attack before. It's really bad. I'm like, Leonard, why don't you just call an ambulance? Like, I got to take the metro, get my car, all that. He's like, "Can't take ambulance. Don't want to end up at fucking Verdun Hospital." Because I guess he knows how bad it is there. So I was like, all right, just give me a second. I'll figure this out. And so I called Sebastian. I thought, all right, Sebastian, you got to go get him. He's in trouble. And Seba went and got him, and I really appreciated it. And I thought it was such a sweet thing, And then later I found out he took a shower first. This guy could be dying. And Seba's like, well, I don't want to think I'm a slob.
I knew it was going to be something to do with him thinking of himself first.
But it's... And so it was. As it turns out, it wasn't a heart attack. His appendix burst.
No,
which is pretty bad too.
So yeah, Tito, you called me at a pretty opportune time. I was right at the tail end of my 45 minutes of waking up. So I was like, yeah, pretty much ready to get up now. Otherwise,
thank God you would have died.
Yeah. But no, yeah, you called me. I said, okay, sure. Jumped up, hopped in the shower. I took a quick shower.
It's a quick 20-minute shower.
I brushed my teeth in the shower to save time.
Didn't let that conditioner sink in.
Yeah, no shampoo, no conditioning,
no repeat. Just rinse, lather.
No,
done.
I probably didn't even wash behind my ears. And, got dressed, went outside. There had been a snowstorm. I cleared the snow out, drove over.
You shovel your walkway first.
Well, yeah. I don't want to slip and fall when I get back home.
Picked up the paper.
flipped over, did the Sudoku before I leave because I can't do anything.
Pick up those scratch
Sudoku.
tickets you've been wanting to get. Check your oil. Make sure the vehicle makes it.
My check engine light was on, and so I dropped by the garage. I hopped in the car, drove over to see Leonard, and he was waiting outside, which made me feel like maybe I did need to take that shower.
Clutching his chest.
He was. Well, it was more of his abdomen. But he hopped in the car. I stopped. I was like, should I help him? And he got in, so I didn't unbuckle or anything. And
You didn't even try. You shifted your body
so
to be
much
polite.
worse.
And just like, oh, he's got it.
He looked like he had it. I don't want to insult the man. And he got in. We drove. I asked him to describe the pain for me. He said it was like a...
Were you on the phone with
All of
the
a sudden he
hospital,
gives a shit. He's like... Or maybe it's just that serial killer thing where you're like, describe the pain for me. I want to know. I want to hear about your suffering. What is that like?
Oh, that's so awful. And I was driving I was driving properly. I wasn't speeding. I don't speed.
No circumstance.
I basically don't. I don't do it. After he described the pain to me, I just wanted to figure out what was going on with him. How urgent this is.
You wanted to figure out if you needed to be
get your
there.
oil changed.
Yeah, it was like, well, you got a tummy ache or what's going on here? Why am I driving you? He said he couldn't sleep last night because he had this terrible pain in his gut, and he said that right now it felt like he was being poked up the ass with a hot poker. And I was like, oh shit, that sounds awful. Okay, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, not realizing that the roads are so bad, every bump is making things worse. We got to the hospital. I stopped. I got out. I was ready to open the door for him, but he was already out and going like, "Get out of here. Go home.
Go wash your ears. The back of those ears.
Go wash behind your ears." It was like he was already like, "I'm okay. I've got someone meeting me here. Someone in the family is gonna let you know what happened." All right, go home. I went home, had a coffee, played some video games probably. And then, heard from Tito and Angela a little bit later. They're all very grateful, not knowing that I took a shower. And
took the car to get the brakes changed.
But yeah, so what did it turn out? Leonard's appendix died inside of him?
Yeah. It was so...
necropsy? Was it his appendix?
Yeah, it was, exactly. It's
necropsy of the appendix?
So they went to remove it. They just basically touched it, and apparently it died. It burst then and there.
Like it crumbled?
Obviously, he was sedated.
Yeah.
So he didn't experience that, but it was a pretty long recovery.
Do you need an appendix?
Not
what does
really.
that one do?
I think you digest raw, something like to help you digest raw meat or raw veg. It's like a caveman thing.
What's the pancreas for?
That's a good question.
Insulin?
Is it related to your diabetes? I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, not
didn't pay attention in ninth grade biology, I guess.
So Leonard can't eat tree bark anymore. Is what we're getting at.
His tree bark days are over.
Real quick, I did want to mention this is not the first time you had a shower when you should have left urgently, because I think a few months back there was a gas leak.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. During the summer, there was a gas leak here,
and you were told to get out of the place.
Well, they didn't tell me. All I saw was the firemen running around outside,
you
and I
something
smelled the
was,
gas.
You knew something was up. You were, I better have a shower.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, I'm not going to get a shower today. I shower every day. I was at work today. We had a staff meeting, and one of the manager's bullet points was, "Hey guys, I know it's not easy, but try and take a shower before work every day." And I chuckled haha. And people are like, "Oh, all right." And I don't understand who these people who aren't taking a shower before work every day.
I take a shower probably 3 days a week.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do in those other days? You washing your face or your hair, your hands, your feet?
I'm not like washing myself with moist towelettes or anything. I don't feel like I'm getting dirty.
Doing what do they call that? A Mexican shower?